Okay, so today we are going to review a 1973 Jaguar E-Type. This car is like probably one of the coolest Jaguars ever produced. And so let's get into the specs of this car. This car is powered by a 5.7 liter V12 that produces 256 horsepower and around 250 pound-feet of torque. Also, it has a 0 to 60 in 7.3 seconds, I believe, with a top speed of 155 miles per hour, which is actually pretty fast for an old sports car because a brand new Toyota Supra has a top speed of the exact same top speed. And so let's get into the design details in this car. For you Jaguar fans out there, you guys will probably notice this looks a lot like the Jaguar D-Type. It has the same type of body shape as the Jaguar D-Type. And this is my favorite Jaguar ever in production. I like it even more than the brand new Jaguars. Because, it is just overall, the car is super beautiful. I'd consider it probably one of the most beautiful cars of the 1960s, even more so than the 1960s or 1970s Porsche 911s. And yeah, so let's get into the design of this car. First thing is one of the most, I don't know how to say it, not show off, but one of the most impressive features of this car is this massive hood that houses that seriously large V12, which to be exact has 5.7 liters in it. Also, I like the way that it has these, wait, let me come to the back. It has these whitewash style wheels like a lot of old cars. And I'm also going to be coming out with a video on some old school trucks that had the same type of wheels, the whitewashed wheels. I really liked this part of it. You see it says E-Type here with this checkerboard design, and personally, I didn't think I'd actually be ever able to see one of these cars, because I've never seen one of these cars before, a Jaguar E-Type before, and I'm super excited to be able to review this car, because it's just a really cool old school car. It's a really good piece of art. And yeah, also, right here, one of my favorite things about the old sports cars was the way they were so low. As you could see, this car is actually, it's probably 3 inches shorter than the Bugatti Chiron I reviewed a month ago. But yeah, it's seriously super short, and that's one of my favorite things. I like this wrap around windshield that was common on a lot of old school roadsters, like the Corvettes, the old 60s Corvettes, the MGs, and stuff like that. Also, for Jaguar fans, you guys will know, if you guys know a lot about cars and Jaguar E-Types to be specific, you'll notice that from 1960 to 1970, they changed actually the headlights. Originally, the headlights were more sleek. It was covered with plastic like this across the front, but then in the 70s, they changed it to this piece right here, and then you had this little area right here. So that was one of the changes. Also, from 1960 to 1970, the hood, not the hood, but the engine was actually changed. Originally, it was a tiny V6 in this car in the 1960s, but now it is a ginormous V12. And so let me come to the back and also show you some of the main differences between the 60s and 70s E-Types. Before, also on the 60s ones, they had the rear lights were up here instead of down here. And one of my favorite things about this back of this car is these ginormous exhausts, these 4 exhausts straight in the middle of the car. I feel like it's It's so radical to look at. It's super duper sick. And personally, I'd love to have one of these cars because these cars are like super cool, old school. When you look at this back, also you'll have the 12 and then the V, like in old cars, they had V12, that stands for V12, Jaguar, and then E-Type. I feel like that's probably one of the things, like before I just had one car book that I used to read, and I'd always look at the Jaguar E-Type because I thought it was probably one of the coolest cars in the entire book. And so, yeah, I think those are some of the main exterior details of this car. Oh, and I also want to show you guys the hood. And so here is the engine. I had it opened, the bonnet, because I didn't know how to open it. I've never opened a hood like this before. But this is, like, really cool. And this is just like in the old race cars, old Porsches, new Paganis. They all open like this. I really like this style of the hood opening because it's just so cool. And plus, the reason why they do it is so that it's easier to get to the engine. So you could actually get to the entire engine instead of opening from the front and you can't get to it all. This is that ginormous V12 that's hidden under that crazy long bonnet. And so just look at that engine. That is super sick. And so let me close this up. I actually don't know how to close it, but yeah, those are the main design details of the exterior. So let's come to the inside of this car. You press that in, like on old cars. I love that design. You open it up like that. And let's sit in this car. As I get in, like, look at how simple this door is. This cockpit is so simple, and this is super comfortable. Like, I love how old school cars, they were sporting, but they were extremely comfortable. Like this is comfortable than any car I've ever reviewed. Like, seriously, any car I've ever reviewed. This is the most comfortable car. And these seats are really neat. The way they're styled, they have these headrests, which not many cars had at the time. These circular headrests, it almost reminds me of like the rolled up camping bags. And the interior is this beautiful tan leather interior, which is so simple and beautiful. You have all these chrome lions. And one of the things I want to show you guys that no new car has, these roll-up windows. The way you open them, you roll them up like that and roll them down like that. This car, like the way the windows roll up, this is mint condition. They roll up perfectly. It's not like hard to roll up or anything like that. And so, yeah, let me show you the steering wheel too. It's super simple. That's what I love about old cars. It's not in the greatest condition. It's seen better days, but look at the way this Jaguar's face is coming out of the steering wheel. I'm gonna have to turn it a little bit, but that is super neat. This steering wheel is like extremely simple, but beautiful with the metal and then the like holes in it for lightweight. And surprisingly for its time, this has a large amount of like buttons and dials. Usually the older cars that I've seen, they don't have this many buttons and dials, but this is like more like modern day style, even though it's not like, doesn't have touch screens and stuff, but this has like a load of buttons. You have the hazard warning. This only has 427 miles. This is super low miles. And you have miles per hour dial, RPM. This is how you change gears on these old cars like that. These days you have these like areas that you have to put it, but not in this type. And also, if you guys didn't know, this actually was offered as a 2-seater variant or a 4-seater variant. These back areas right here was actually, when they were new, they were offered either as 2 or 4-seater cars, which is another really cool thing. This one, I don't think has the rear seats, and this is the convertible one. Like, look at this window. It's like super low, but it's actually like the perfect height. It's not overly like tall or overly short like the old original Chevy Corvettes, the like first one. Their windsills were so short that a grown man, if he's sitting, then it'll actually be in front of his eyes, like right in his view, because I've watched some reviews of those cars too. But this one, I feel like it's perfectly heightened. Everything about this car I love a lot because it like everything was made perfectly. I feel like this is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite old cars. Also, you can move this mirror up or down with this little line right here. You could either move it down, move it up, depending on how tall you are, or if you want to change the direction it's pointing in. And when I get out of this car, I want to show you how the door handles open. But for now, let me show you more stuff about this car. I don't know what this means. Oh, I think this is the clock. And you have fuel, water temperature, oil, and battery. You have your little compartment right there. And I don't know what these are. I think these are handles to hold on to. This kind of strangely put there, those handles. But yeah, those are the handles to hold on to when you're driving, I guess. The emergency park brake. And this, I'd say now, this is probably the second most comfortable car I've ever reviewed. Rolls-Royce was first. This is second. This is seriously, the comfort is as good as a Bentley, believe it or not. It is just unbelievably comfortable. Like, you could go to sleep in this car. And it's also surprisingly small with that huge engine. And so, yeah, I think those are some of the main design features. Even though this car is quite simple, I love how old cars are super simple. Let me get out of this car and come to the end of this video. Let me open this door. This is the thing I wanted to show you guys. It's like right here. You have to press this down and push it open. You press that open. And look at how low this door is. Like, look at how low this door is. This door is super, like, thin. It's super thin and small, but so beautiful. You see the top, it didn't fall down all the way. You click it on to right here, I think. And so, yeah, let's near the end of our video. I hope you liked this video. Remember to like and subscribe to Xaaron Reviews, and see y'all next time. And tell me in the comments below how you like this review, because I like this car a lot. And so see you guys next time.